Welcome to Headmasters. This is Murli. In this video, we are trying to concentrate how to install appserv software. Already, we have seen that in order to implement applications using PHP, we need a software, and there is a requirement of installing PHP, Apache like server, as well as a database like MySQL, etc. In order to install all these softwares requirements as a pack, there we have multiple softwares like WAMP is there, LAMP is there, MEMP is there, as well as exam, and also there is one more like appserv. Now I am trying to install appserv software. I have already downloaded it from appserv network. See, you can directly download this software from appserv network. In order to download it, you just try to search it and go to that particular network directly. Let me say this is appserv, and see this is the official website partner of appserv. See, there are different type of versions which are available for appserv. You can download any of these versions, but now I am using this particular version. I have already downloaded it, and let me, if you want, you just try to click this link, let it download. And say after downloading, now we are trying to concentrate the procedure to install appserv software. It is very simple to install appserv software. See, it is in my downloaded folder. You try to select this appserv, double click here, and let me install appserv once. Select S. See, it begins installing. Try to select next, and I agree. You can install it any of your system directories. You can select a C, D, E, etc. It's up to you, and click next button. See, appserv gives different type of components here. One is a web server, another one is a database, and this is PHP processor, and there is one more additional stuff here which is to manage MySQL graphical interface, that is called PHP MyAdmin. And now you try to select next and enter required details. Here most of the times we use our server name localhost, and the admin may be anything. Let me say admin@gmail.com. I just want to rename this port number. Why? Because I have already installed one more type of software in my system named .NET. So the default port number is 80 for everything. I would like to change this port number as 90. You can give these values up to 100. I think below 100. I'm not sure that, but you just try to change port number to execute your regular PHP files. See, the requirement is to enter a server name and then enter an email address. After that, if you want, change port number. Otherwise, you no need to change port number. It's not 100% required, but better you change port number or use default port number as 80, and then select the next button. It requires you to access MySQL database. For that we need a, a root password. Now I'm just giving password as root, as well as re-enter password, again it is root, and let it install. Okay, try to wait for some time. After installing, you can check all these resources in C directory. Once you got installed it, you go to C directory and refer appserv folder. So that will give you the required resources to implement, to develop PHP applications. Understand? Okay, let it start and select finish button. Okay, now you can refer it in C directory. See, there is something like appserv. Okay, see, after installing appserv, you will get Apache web server and also a database named MySQL, and this is just about PHP. The version that we are using is PHP 5 plus, and it uses a root directory. And if you want, you can uninstall it by clicking this particular icon. But here, all our resources are going to be stored in this root directory. We store our regular PHP applications in this www. That is the requirement. And you just try to open this root directory. There I have a couple of resources. Why? Because I have got already installed this app server earlier, and I implemented so many applications examples with this app server software. The reason I got more resources here, but you can see some resources like a appserv, cgabin, etc. But you don't need to access any of these directories. Now we concentrate the basic procedure to create a PHP application and then the way to run a PHP application. See, it is very simple. You just try to use any editor like Notepad or Notepad++. If you want, you can also go through some other editors like Dreamweaver or something like NetBeans, etc. in order to implement PHP based applications. Okay. See, let me create a new PHP application. For that, you select a file and new. It's a new form. Now I'm trying to test whether my PHP has got installed or not. For that, what I'm doing is I'm trying to create a PHP application, and say PHP statements can be written like this, and write something like echo is a printing statement testing PHP. Understand? You should have to keep semicolons at the end of each statement. Once you felt you have got installed your software, better you create a file and try to save this file in your root directory. For that, go to C and appserv. Understand? Root directory. Better you create a folder for your solution. The name of the folder is my test. Already I have got this folder in my system. I just want to rename it. New test is my directory name, and in this directory I am trying to save this page as test.php. Remember, you better maintain an extension called .php. You must use it. Why? Because PHP file is not a text file. Of course, it is a text file, but the extension that you have to keep here is .php. Understand? And see, the way you can create a PHP basic file, and if you want this file to be executed, go to your regular browser and type something like this, or local server name is localhost, and say the port number that we have used while installing our software is 90, and our folder name in that location is new test. See, this is what the folder name that we have given to store our PHP application. And then let me say the page name is test.php. Understand? See, the way it is going to render output, and the way you can create a basic file using respective appserv and installing appserv in your system. Keep watching my videos for further updations, and I go to explain almost all useful topics of PHP every day. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.